It is a blessing to be the color of the earth. Do you know how often the flowers confuse me for a home? I'm not quite knowledgeable when it comes to matters of love, affairs of the heart, but I really do think that the same reason as why do I exist is because there's love. They say God is love. A larger percentage of our existence is because of love. If you ask me, it's not like I don't like talking about love, but it's because I believe that love is just a wide topic. We have different kinds of love. I'm not going into deeper explanations stating the kinds of love because as I began this podcast, I said it's going to be like an exchange session. I'm not going to teach about anything, so do not expect a lesson from this, but much more of an experience whereby we get to share our thoughts. Well, before going any further, let me introduce myself. As usual, I'm your host with the most. They call me Timothy, and this is just a pod. You listener back at home, if you haven't subscribed yet, links to our social handles on YouTube is just a podcast, just a pod. On Spotify is anchor.fm/Ivusa-Timothy.
Timothy.
Join, subscribe, share, like, get to engage, and let's talk about life. There are those people who like being in order, who like being in control of their lives 24/7, and there are those people who are just existing. They tell God, you take control and I'll follow. It's good, but also they say cleanliness is next to godliness. So in short, the point that I'm trying to express here is that you have to really take good care of your environment. You have to really take care of the things that are around you, mazingira yako, and it will take care of you. Unasikia gile msemo ya tunza punda kutunze. Yeah, even the animals and other stuffs, the trees, everything that's existing around you, that's nature. I was reading a quote today, or rather, we were on this training that was focusing mostly on audiovisual production at MISA, the Mathare Youth Sports Association, and we had this facilitator who was called Moreithi. He was doing a presentation. He's a photographer, a renowned photographer. Many shout outs to him. He had this quote in his presentation. It was saying, you'll help me. I don't know how to rephrase it, but it was saying, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the way you look at things change. The way those things seems to you, they change. Yeah, everybody sees things differently, and that's the beauty, and that's the beauty, humanity, and that's the beauty of God. Yeah, His love, and that's how He tries to express His love in different ways. Wanasema love is what you feel. you may define love how you feel, kwa sababu nilirealize as I'm growing older that life is all about perspective. How you understand it is how you define it. So you are not confined into a space where you have to define love according to somebody else's perspective or philosophies. You just have to become creative and understand what's love to you. There are different kinds of love, but what I do believe is it's just love. No matter how you shape it, how you say it, how you feel it, how you portray it, I think it's just love. And I think it's important for all of us to love, and more important for us to love ourselves, because I think the greatest kind of love is whereby you love yourself. You remember that song by Whitney Houston? She says she discovered the greatest love of all times, and this kind of love is the love whereby you get to love yourself. You always worry about who's loving you, and you never worry about if you love yourself. Yeah, he says, what's that kind of love that makes you think that you can love somebody else before loving yourself? I know it may seem too narcissistic and selfish that we put ourselves first before others, because I know in the Bible it says, you love your neighbor as you love yourself. So they prefer putting your neighbor first before you. But you have when you love yourself, you take care of yourself. After taking care of yourself, everybody else watching you will admire you on how much you love yourself, and they'd like to be a part of you, yeah, so that they could be seen with you. And that process, it goes on, and then you realize that this person has been taking good care of himself, he's loving himself, and he impacts you, and in turn you get to learn on how to love yourself. I was reading a certain quote. That quote was posted on the WhatsApp status by a friend. It was saying, when you take care of yourself, you're taking care of me. When you love yourself, you're loving me. I mean, if you want to love me, love yourself first. It means you're taking care of me. Yeah, you don't have to claim like, I really do love you, I really do want you to be in my life and such stuff, when you're really at loggerheads with your emotions. You're not getting control of your emotions. You do not have self-control. You do not know how to love yourself. You really have a journey to realizing who you are, what you want, and who you gonna be in life. So I think when they say love is everything, I tend to believe it. But when they say love runs everything, I tend to disbelieve it. But at a certain extent, I tend to believe it. So I really do not know where I do stand. I'm not being lukewarm around here, but I'm just trying to get a firm grip on what's important and what's not important. Well, you may be having a different definition of love. That's yours. I've not defined love, yeah, but I tend to believe that love is quite deep. Love is quite wide. If I started describing love in terms that everybody would understand, it would really take a lot of time. It will be more than just it would need me to sit down and really do a massive research in order to fit into everybody's perspective. But you see, that's where we go wrong. How you feel it is how you express it. Just as I've said, the greatest love of all is the love that you begin by loving yourself. Don't go out there claiming you love anybody else without loving yourself first. And also, referring to the quote that I began with, that was a quote I saw on my brother's DM on his profile rather, he had posted, it was of a certain Hindu woman. She's a poet, I think. It says, "It's a blessing to be the color of the earth. Do you know how often the flowers confuse me for home?" From that statement, we derive a different kind of love. The love ya Mother Nature. Yeah, how we interact with, apart from interacting with other people and expressing how we feel towards other people. How are we interacting with the nature? Are we really taking care of nature? They say when you take care of nature, nature takes care of you. So how are we really interacting with the nature? How are we really taking care of nature? There are some people who are just careless. I do not blame them. I do understand that in order for a society to be called a society, it comprises of different kinds of people from different ethnicities and backgrounds. But this is a point I'd really love to push forward. Jifunze kuishi na watu, but more importantly, jifunze kuishi na vitu. There are some people who totally do not know or do not understand how to correlate with the things surrounding them. It was all about matters love. No matter how shallow or deep you feel this is, but take it as it is. Yeah, take it as it is. Just as simple. They say there's greatness in simplicity. Just be simple. Love your neighbor. Love yourself. Learn to love other people. What is love if you don't love yourself? I do what I want to when I feel like. I love what I do, and I do it whenever. Because when I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I'm there. I'm proud to say I'm real. I'm real. I'm really real. Let's be real to each other. Let's learn to love each other. It's been a nice session, and I've been your host with the most. They call me Timothy.